Yo fam, beat Jack. Niggas talking real gangster behind the motherfucking computer screen. I call them IGs, them internet gangsters. You know what I mean? Run up on your ass at the library.
It's your boy Beat Jack, and I'm back on Spit Lit or That Ain't It, the album review show for you, the fans, by a fan, myself, and let's get into it. Now, before I get into it, y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, smash that bell, subscribe to Beat Jack TV. Y'all see the sign? All right, let's get into it. Now, today, I'm reviewing J.R. Writer, Rell, and 40 Cal, the Upstage album. Yes, they dropped the same day as the Diplomats reunion Diplomatic Ties album. I reviewed that. Go check that one because it's right below this one. And let's get into it, man. Basically, ex-Dipset affiliates were mad that they didn't get an invite to the party on the reunion Diplomatic Ties album, and they formed their own group, Rell, J.R. Writer, 40 Cal, delivered 8 tracks. So basically they did the same thing the Dips did, was, you know, a smaller album, put it out the same day. It was under the radar because nobody knew about it. So let's get into it. Let's get into the hype, all right? The hype is, there was no hype until this album was released. I first heard about this album watching one of Jordan Tower's videos, salute to Jordan Tower. And I went and listened to it and I said, oh shit, there's no disses unless it's subliminal and very, very coded, because it's not really a diss album or even a diss track on here. You know, they don't even really say the Dips, except for, I think, 40 Cal says something about plates used to say diplomats. That was it, you know. And then there is an intro to the song No Reunions, where an interviewer is asking the Dips if J.R. Writer and Rell and other Dipset affiliates would be on this new Dipset album, Diplomatic Ties, before it released on Thanksgiving. The answer is no, you know, because I reviewed that album. They was not on it. And basically their response was to put out an album, the Upstage, to show and prove that they can stand on their own as opposed to with the Dips, or, you know, standing in the Dips shadow. So let's get into my picks, all right? Now, my picks for this album, again, there's 8 songs on this project, and I had to pick 3. So my pick number 1 is No Reunions, you know, because J.R. Writer really go in on that beat. These beats are crazy. They sound like some Heatmaker shit, coincidentally. And I know the Dips worked with other producers along the way, but, you know, the Heatmaker sound is what made the Diplomat stand out. You know, the sample-driven, sped-up chipmunk sound. You know, Chipmunk Soul is what they dubbed it back in, you know, when Kanye was doing his thing with The Rock. So we just call it Chipmunk Soul beats. And number 2 is Sriracha. That beat on there, they flow on there, is crazy. All 3 of these dudes is spitting at their finest, you know, and they out to prove that they can stand apart as opposed to in the Dip shadow. So they kill it on every song. You know, I can't even say that there's any weak songs on here. And number 3, my number 3 pick would be Presidential, because they took the iconic Diplomat song, I'm Ready, had somebody take the same sample and flip it in a different way for their beat, Presidential, and they kill it. You know, I got to get into my opinion. You know, this is going to be a quick video for real, because it's so easy to dissect this album when it's just a raw version of the Diplomats album. My opinion is, if this album was made to literally upstage the Dipset reunion album, Diplomatic Ties, then it falls short. But only not for lack of trying, only because these 3 need more attention to be highlighted as great artists and lyricists right now, you know, because this is a dope ass fucking album. Okay, not that they haven't been visible or known, because everybody knows, if you know the Diplomats, then you know these 3. J.R. Writer, Rell, 40 Cal. You know, it's hard to, speaking on the Diplomats, it's hard to get the 3 core members back together after they had their differences. You know, Cam and Jim fell out a while ago. Cam stopped talking to Juelz for a while because of his lean addiction, which coincidentally is the reason why Juelz lost his teeth. Anyway, as a fan of the Diplomats, you know, it was cool to see they offspring like the Purple City Bird Gang and Skull Gang still be able to do their thing outside of the Diplomats. Okay, these three here, Rell, J.R. Ryder, and 40 Cal were like direct offshoots, and they weren't really in those groups like Purple City Bird Gang. You know, when Jim and Cam split up, they started doing their own thing. Then Joel's finally, you know, started doing his own thing, but a little bit too late, and made their own branches. You know, Jim had the Purple City Bird Gang, Joel's had Skull Gang. So while I wish these three were included on the Diplomatic Ties album, this is a dope-ass continuation in a way from the Diplomatic Ties album, because they still got that Diplomats sound, that Diplomats way of lyricism. Maybe it's a Harlem thing because I think they from Harlem, just like, you know, the three core members of Dipset is. But yeah, man, this shit goes fucking hard. I got to get into my quotables for this album because I got 2 from J.R. Ryder, 1 from Rell. Okay, the first quotable goes J.R. Ryder on No Reunions. He said, "Hustlers with Alzheimer's, y'all forget who y'all dealing with. I'm a lyricist. You can stop with the whispering and the mumbling. What are y'all, some ventriloquists? Cause I'm wondering. But I see what you doing. All my niggas is here. We don't need no reunions," you know. So that was like the only possible jab at the Diplomats on this album, to be honest. But that was more paying homage and saying, you know, we are hurt that we ain't a part of the Diplomatic Ties album and the tour, the reunion, and even the documentary that the Diplomats supposed to be shooting, because it would have been cool and dope as fuck to get J.R. Ryder, Rell, 40 Cal on that album, on that documentary, and on tour with these 3 core members of Dipset, because these dudes is dope as fuck. You know, they prove it here. My second quotable comes from Rell on Resurrect. He said, spin them around, the banana clip did it. No luggage packed, but that boy a trip with it. Paid him full, yeah, Money Mitch with it. He said, they got my name in the real nigga Bible. The streets don't love you and no real niggas like you. That was some hard shit, you know, like Rell, JR, and 40 Cal prove, you know, that they are dope as fuck, just like Cam, Joel's, and Jim, in their own way. You know, these was the young niggas under them niggas. So they continue to do their thing, man. They dope as fuck. This album is probably doper than the Diplomats album on the lyrical level. You know what I'm saying? And the Dipset probably got more anthems on their shit, you know, because they aim to have some singles on there. But this one ain't aiming for the radio. And I'm not saying that the Dips was necessarily aiming for the radio, but On God could be on the radio. You know what I'm saying? The joint with Tory Lanez probably could be on the radio. You know, is some bangers on there. But this album, okay, my third quotable comes from J.R. Ryder again. And it comes off the song Presidential, I believe. I forgot to write it down. But he says, we be way too high to reach us. Stay inside the bleachers. Y'all out here falling apart. Isaiah Thomas sneakers. Keep up or tell them scrubs it was never love. They envy, but see the God ain't on the Breakfast Club. Man, come on. Like, the level of lyricism here on this album does upstage the Dipset album. Only because Cam is missing in action on at least 2 or 3 songs off the Diplomatic Ties album. I believe there's only 1 or 2 songs on here where there's just 2 of the members. But on this album, these 3 all go hard as fuck. They don't let up. They don't slack on any song. On the Diplomats album, people been saying Cam was slacking on there because he was missing in action on a couple songs. And on one song, and I forget what it was in particular, but they said his verse wasn't the greatest. So I don't know. All I'm going to say is you be the judge. Go listen to that Diplomatic Ties album first by the Diplomats. Then listen to the Upstage album. Just search the Upstage and it should pop up. You know, if not, go to J.R. Ryder. Anyway, y'all get in the comments. Let me know if y'all feeling the Upstage album by J.R. Ryder, Rell, and 40 Cal. Dipset affiliates or ex-Dipset affiliates, however you want to call them. And y'all know what to do. Like this video, subscribe to BJack TV, you know what I'm saying? And I'll see y'all next time. Peace. What's poppin', world? It's your boy B Jack. It's been a great year for hip hop. So this coming month, I will be delivering a top 18 albums of 2018 album review. Okay, delivering the top 18 albums of 2018. So y'all stay tuned to B Jack TV.